Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth and I'm a librarian here at the LSC-Tomball Community Library. Welcome back to Screenshots, which is the series where I recommend you great movies that you can watch for free through the Harris County Public Library. So as you might imagine, I watch a lot of movies, and because most movies are fictional, sometimes I get the urge to watch something that is about the real world to spice things up a little bit. However, documentaries can be a tough genre to get into, aside from the latest true crime docu-series to land on Netflix. But I am here to give you a little bit of a starter pack to get you going. So if you've ever wanted to watch more documentaries or are interested in documentaries and don't know where to start, this is the video for you. So keep watching and I will tell you about 4 great documentaries that you can watch for free through the Harris County Public Library. We all like different things, but if there is one thing that we all have in common, it's food. So food documentaries are a great place to start with getting into documentary film as a whole. And the reigning king of food documentaries is the 2011 film Jito Dreams of Sushi. This film follows Jito Ono, a meticulous sushi restaurant owner who owns a 3 Michelin star sushi bar located in an unassuming Tokyo subway station. While this is a food movie, it's also a character study that follows a chef at the height of his craft as he's preparing his oldest son to eventually take over the restaurant from him. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous, so even if you don't consider yourself to be a sushi lover, I would still recommend having some snacks on hand because every piece of food is shot so beautifully that there is a 0% chance that you will watch this without getting really, really hungry. This is a big-hearted, generous movie and is an incredibly life-affirming watch and a wonderful antidote to the idea that documentaries have to be dry or depressing to be good. You can watch Jito Dreams of Sushi on Overdrive through the Harris County Public Library. The category of documentaries is more of a format category than a genre category. And what I mean by that is that the only thing that makes a documentary is that the content and subject matter of the film is nonfiction, as opposed to the fictionalized content of most traditional movies. This means that you can have a documentary that looks like any other movie, but there are certainly a lot that fall into what I would call the 60 minutes model, where you have talking head style interviews, not entirely different from what I'm doing right now, spliced with B-roll. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that format, it does turn some people off from the genre. And in poorly executed documentaries, that can lead to a movie that kind of feels like a glorified PowerPoint presentation. So if you're looking for a documentary that features all of the same great cinematography, character, and storytelling that you love from traditional movies, then I would strongly recommend the 2008 film Dear Zachary. Dear Zachary is framed as a letter to an unborn child about his father, a deceased doctor, and the best friend of the film's director. While that premise is already heartbreaking enough on its own, it becomes clear as you watch the movie that something much more disturbing has happened over the course of time that the documentary was actually being made. I won't spoil you on it because it is truly an unprecedented twist, but I will warn you ahead of time that you are going to want to watch this one with some tissues nearby because it is definitely a tearjerker. On top of the amazing storytelling, Dear Zachary is a beautiful film to look at and is just incredibly human and vulnerable and really fantastic to watch. You can watch Dear Zachary on Canopy. True crime has opened up a lot of people to the world of documentaries. But if you're at all familiar with true crime media, then you've probably noticed that the same stories tend to get covered over and over again. So if you've just finished your 15th docuseries about Ted Bundy and are looking for something on a topic you might be less familiar with, then I would recommend the film Betting on Zero. Betting on Zero features no murders, bank robberies, or hostage crises, but that does not mean that it's lacking in the fraud, misdeeds, and subterfuge that make true crime media so fascinating. Betting on Zero follows a high-powered investor as he bets against the multi-level marketing company Herbalife in an attempt to prove that they are an illegal pyramid scheme. While this might sound a little dry compared to stories about serial killers or tiger kings, I promise that it's not. And this film takes complex ideas and presents them in a way that's incredibly accessible even to people like me who know nothing about the stock market. And although this takes true crime and places it in the world of business, the storytelling is still grounded in the stories of real people who have really been hurt and exploited by unethical business practices. You can watch Betting on Zero on Canopy. As with any other type of film, I will occasionally reach a point where I feel like I have watched every worthwhile documentary that exists. So if you find yourself in a similar rut after watching the other great documentaries that I've recommended to you in this video, then I would recommend Kate Plays Christine. Kate Plays Christine follows a young actress as she attempts to take on the role of Christine Chubbuck, a real-life newscaster from Florida who committed suicide live on air in 1974 in a film about her life. However, throughout the course of the film, the lines between fact and fiction begin to blur as we watch an actress truly begin to embody a very troubled character. This is a movie really unlike anything else, although it is somewhat similar to the Netflix film Casting John Bonet in the way that it blends, if not true crime, then dark history with the media creation process. This is a very singular documentary in what it does, and is one of the few films you are likely to watch that will genuinely make you think about your role in the media you consume, not just the media itself. You can watch Kate Plays Christine on Canopy. Alright, those were 4 great documentaries that you can watch for free through the Harris County Public Library. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media, so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, so that you never miss a future episode of Screenshots, and be sure to let me know if you watch any of these movies. Also, do you have an idea for a future episode of Screenshots? Let me know genre, country, director, general theme, or any other topic that you would like to see covered on here so I can recommend you more great movies. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.